Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great win tonight. The Knicks come back from a 21-point deficit to beat the Miami Heat and stay alive in the in-season tournament. It is a great night. Before I start, y'all know I got rants, but shout out to my panel. You know what I mean? Kev is in the building. My guy Fraz is in the building. Fraz, you know what you got to say.
Y'all already know the
Well,
vibery. Always got to start off with that, man.
It's
Always.
a fact. It's
Always.
a fact. Marlon was good. I see
Yeah,
my
I
boy
mean, shout out my guy
Marlon
Marlon
in
in
the
the building.
building.
What's popping, Marlon? You know
You
what
know what I
it
mean?
is.
Barry's in the
Um,
building. Yeah,
I
great
already
win
know
tonight.
what tea times rants are about. I got all my notes here. This is how you know I'm like tea time. I'm not even going to hint at nothing. All I'm gonna say is the second half, and we'll elaborate on this in a little bit.
Yeah,
The second
yo,
half, the Knicks came back from an abysmal third quarter with a wonderful fourth quarter. That's the
yeah.
only way you can make up for playing bad in the third quarter is playing tremendous in the fourth quarter.
Shout out to my guy Sam in the chat.
So I
Uh,
ain't shout
yo,
out, son.
so boom. You know what I mean? Like Fraz said, you know, started off the game amazingly. Go on a quick 10-1 run. Then Bam started to go crazy. Darlene is in the chat. How you doing?
Shout out,
Uh,
Darlene, always.
yeah, yeah, Darlene's in the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but yeah, you know,
How you doing, Darlene? We good up
we
here. How you
we
doing?
we we still so the Bam started to go crazy in the first. Brought them back to kind of tie the game. We ended the first quarter down two. Second quarter is a back and forth battle. Then we go in the half down one. No, we up one. Excuse me.
Yeah, I believe Grimes
And
hit a three.
yeah, Grimes hit a three at the buzzer of the second quarter to go into half up one. Then here comes the third quarter. Lord Jesus, the third quarter. The third quarter of doom because that's exactly what it was. Started
Mm.
off on a 0-17 run. Uh, I was absolutely infuriated when we go into timeout and Coach Tommy T didn't make no substitutions. Uh, and I'm like, what is he doing? I'm sitting there like, this is why I was on the fire Coach Tommy T train the first time. But for whatever reason, it worked out for his benefit. Rested his second unit enough where they could play extended minutes into the fourth quarter and start the facility. It was end up being a 19-0 run. Yeah, this is a fact. But Sam, I was talking about up until the first timeout. Up until the first timeout, it was a 17-0 run. You know what I mean? When Coach Amity took that timeout. And then he came back with the same lineup. Uh Shout out to Jimmy. Uh yeah, and I was a little bit infuriated, but that fourth quarter, man, Emmanuel quickly. Let's talk about it. Emmanuel quickly. He started heating up and doing what he does. If we gonna keep this kid on this team, we're gonna absolutely have to pay him. Absolutely. And I say let's do it. But we're gonna talk about that more. We're gonna get into the game. That was my little intro into what happened in the game. We're gonna definitely talk about that fourth quarter. Kev, any thoughts on the game?
you know, I thought the first half, I thought it was a pretty good first half, I would say. You know, we was going back and forth with them. We started off the game hot, and then they came back on us, and then from that point, you know, we was going back and forth to when Grimes hit that 3-point shot to end the half. Um, and then the third quarter, we started just costly turnovers after turnover after turnover, mistake after mistake. I think Julius Randle had 6 turnovers,
In the
you know,
first half, yep.
in the first
All of
half
them.
alone,
All
you
his
know,
turnovers in
and
the first half.
I think it was like a domino effect after that, you know. in that third quarter. But Emmanuel quickly, man. I know you wanted to speak about that later on, but goodness, like as soon as he came in, um, and started knocking down those 3-point shots, that kind of like brought us back.
Hmm.
And you gotta give these guys a lot of credit, man. They showed a lot of resiliency in that fourth quarter. Outscoring them. I think 28-11 in that fourth quarter. I think
29. Was it
29
29?
to
29
11.
to 11. Yes, it
I
is.
think I think at some point they went like the first 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter, and they wasn't even scoring no point. Nothing was falling for them. I think the Knicks picked up their defense like amazing. Um, they played a top three team in the West. I mean in the East. Right now what the Heat they won 9 of their last 10 games. They were
Yep.
on a hot streak. Um, and for the Knicks to come back the way they did, down 20 points, I ain't gonna hold you. I was getting worried, like, yo, I think we're about to get blown out.
Mhm.
Cause that's the second game in a row where what up, Roy? What's goody, Roy? That's the second game in a row where we come out the third quarter flat. Now, me and Fraz, we always talk about how well the Knicks played in the third quarter this season so far, but in these last two games, we've gotten shellacked coming out the half, and to see them come back in the fourth quarter, like they tried in that Minnesota game, I'll give them credit for that, but they came up short. But to see them come back in this game and actually get the win and watch Jalen Brunson, the show that he put up, I thought, even when he got clapped on his shoulder and he came up and his shoulder was hurting and all that, um, you know, I just gotta, tip my hat to that man, bro. He's really, Jalen Brunson is really him, bro. You know, like I'm tired of fans doubting my man, um, thinking that he can't get it done and he's too short this, he's not tough enough. Like he only did it 1 year. Like all that shit gotta be deaded. Your man is it. He is him. If you bring in one more player to this team, I guarantee you we making noise in the East. Don't let us get one piece. Don't let us get that one piece. We get that one piece, bro. It's over. It's over. This
Top of the
team is it, bro.
top of the evening, Purple Knicks.
Shout out,
Facts.
shout out to y'all.
See
Shout out
you.
to
Shout
My
everybody
out to
guy
listening.
Jack.
you.
My
I'm
Definitely.
guy
telling you, bro. Like
guy
this
Jack
gotta be
City in
the
the
year.
building.
Jack
This
City in the
gotta be
building.
this.
Shout out
This
to
is
Yeah.
Jack
gonna be my
City.
rant. This is my rant, and I'm gonna land the plane. That he gotta be an all-star this year. Like there's no ifs, buts, whats, none of that. He has to be an all-star this year. He's putting up the numbers. He had a slow start. Now he's like off the chain, bro. His 3-point shot is dropping like crazy. It's back to the Brunson from last year all over again. You know what I mean? And you know, shout out to RJ Barrett too. RJ
Yeah.
Barrett, man, like the kid, struggled a little bit, and then came back. His shot wasn't dropping. Like his 3-point shot wasn't dropping. He was 1 for 5 from the 3-point line, and then he hit that nice that three
Clutch.
pointer, that clutch 3-pointer it was big, man. It was an all around really good win for us right now.
Yeah. Fraz. What you got for me? I know you alluded to something a little bit a while ago. What you got for me about the game?
Okay, as far as the game goes, a couple things stood out to me in this game that I didn't like as far as how the Knicks performed. A rarity in games that we've seen. I don't know if anybody noticed this but me, but we got out rebounded on the offensive glass tonight.
Yeah, it was
I
crazy.
was like, wait a minute, what is going on here, my guys? We're the ones that's usually, you know, cleaning up the glass, making sure we limit them to one shot, and we're the ones getting second chances on the offensive boards. But tonight, you did not see that. We actually got out rebounded 10-6, even though we did win the overall rebound battle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 19 turnovers not gonna cut it. I'm gonna tell you like that straight up, because that's way too high a number in today's NBA when most teams are barely average of 14. Okay. Um, the other thing we didn't win in fast break points.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they got
What up,
us in
Jimmy?
the fast break point department. A little slight edge. But because we all know Miami's not a pace team like that. They're actually a bottom five team in terms of pace. So we know that they're not a pace team. You're not gonna see their fast break points high most games unless it's one of those type of games that they get involved in. But overall, listen, quickly off the bench, starting early with the six-man candidate, starting early with six-man of the year candidate Emmanuel quickly. You heard it here first on Knicks and Ish. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. He's gonna be in the talks for six-man of the year once again. Um, the only other thing that kind of killed me, Mitch got to step up. Mitch didn't step up enough, and I'm gonna land the plane there. 'Cause
I I gotta give a little pushback with the Mitch didn't step up talk. He didn't have a great night rebounding, only 7 boards. But I will say this: there's a point in the second quarter when he got the 2 fouls. Miami started to pull away in the second quarter, and once Mitch got back in the game, shit started turning around, and that's because of his presence in the paint, keeping Jimmy Butler off the boards, and presenting a he stopped fouling and presenting a bigger body in front of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler went on for like 11 points in the first quarter. And then second quarter, I think he scored 2. You know what I mean? And I think that's largely because of Mitchell Robinson. I think what Jimmy finished the game. I mean, Bam finished the game with. He finished with 21 after such a big first quarter. You know what I mean? And I like to largely contribute that to Mitchell Robinson. But he wasn't himself rebounding the ball, and I think he's usually not when there's a big man that will step away from the basket. Jimmy's not a 3-point shooter, but he will step into the mid range and bring Mitchell Robinson away from the hoop. You know what I mean? But Hartenstein, let's talk about our backup five because he had a tide turning play in this game. Uh, he he just turned over the ball. You could see him there. He clapped his hands and went to go turn to jog up the court, but noticed that they was turning that in immediately into a fast break, and he took off into a full sprint and got a critical block that ended up turning into a 3-pointer from Emmanuel quickly, and that took it from a 21-point game to a 18-point game, and what it could have been a 23-point game, and we really would have been holding our heads down like damn. And that was because of Hartenstein and the hustle Hartenstein had all game was amazing. It was one play that stuck out to me that wasn't even in the comeback. This was like in I think the first half. Uh, he was telling was it Josh Hart? He got the ball and was telling it was Josh Hart. He was telling somebody to cut, and they was taking forever to cut. As soon as they cut, he thread the needle with the pass for an easy layup. I'm like, ain't too many fives can make that pass. Ain't too many fives in the NBA that could make that pass right there. That was crazy. But yeah, we're gonna move into the fourth quarter talk. Uh, I'm sorry to be rushing this along. I just want us to get through enough content as we can before I have to dip. Uh, but going into the fourth quarter, holding a team that for the first 3 quarters was scoring pretty much at will, holding them to what was it, 11 points? Crazy, crazy. Having them finish the game shooting under 40% from the field When again, I repeat, the other 3 quarters they were pretty much scoring at will.
Yeah.
Is crazy, crazy to the point where Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and the rest of the Miami Heat in the fourth quarter was looking for the refs for help. Help me, help me. That's how they was looking to the refs because the clamps was on. And that started with the second unit, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Hartenstein, Emmanuel Quickly. Definitely put the clamps on the Miami Heat leading into the fourth quarter because it didn't just start in the fourth quarter. Starting in the third, this comeback. Because I think we got it down to 16 by the time the fourth hit. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things I was saying while I was watching the game. I said, yo, we get this game around 15 points by the fourth quarter. Like our chances because we was getting packed up in the third.
Yeah.
So if we can get this game, and we got it to 16, and I was feeling a little bit better. Wouldn't say I was confident. I was feeling a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie. This is random, but I ain't gonna lie. I did tell the people who was watching this show, I said, I'm gonna wear my Julius Randle jersey for this game. I was 4-1 with the Julius Randle jersey. When the third quarter came and we started getting packed up, I said, oh nah, ain't no luck in this jersey tonight. I had to take off the Julius Randle jersey mid game. Say, yo, it ain't no luck in this jersey tonight. Now, and we won. Just FYI,
Joe,
we won.
look at
But
look at
but
look at the
but going back into to the fourth quarter, it was another moment where I was kind of confused. But in hindsight, I understand. When we was making a comeback and I seen Jalen Brunson get off the bench and he was struggling most of the game. I'm like, I don't. Why is Coach T putting him back in the game right now? I didn't. I was kind of little bit upset because I'm like, he's struggling. Why is he? Now in hindsight, I forgot who's on my team. Fourth quarter is his time.
Mm-hmm.
yo
I don't care what happened throughout the rest of the game. Fourth quarter, give my man the rock.
like the whole team in the third quarter was shooting abysmal, bro. They was like
Facts.
the 35% from the field shot. They were 8 of 23. And then you go
Nasty
to the
work.
fourth quarter. You go to the fourth quarter, and what a difference, bro. 58% from the field, 11 of 19, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They started getting aggressive. They started breaking down their defense, attacking the basket. Quickly just went off in the fourth quarter. He started
Absolutely.
knocking down 3-point shots left and right. The and ones started killing them. I think there was a point in the game where we had like three and ones back to back to back.
Between Quickly and
And
Brunson, yeah.
Jalen Brunson,
And I think
and
RJ
then
had one.
and RJ Barrett had one. So I think that was four.
Yeah, because I
Cause
think Quick
Jalen
had
Brunson
two.
had two.
Oh, yeah, Quickly had
Jalen
one,
right. And
and
then
then
RJ
RJ had
had
one.
another. So that kind of, and then I think the block that you talking about from Isaiah Hartenstein, I think that kind of set off.
Yeah,
It
in the
kind of
third, yeah,
it kind of really helped us out.
yeah,
They
woke the
went on
team
that
up.
crazy run, but man, that fourth quarter was big, man. And I was kind of shocked that he brought in Julius Randle like late.
Yeah,
Like he didn't play the whole fourth quarter. I think he only played like 5 minutes in the fourth
yeah.
quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was more to take pressure off of Jalen Brunson. I think Julius Randle was used more as a diversion. Yeah, I mean, like because he didn't see the rock. He
Nah,
didn't
he
see the rock
didn't.
the whole fourth quarter. I think it was
Nah.
more just to keep the Heat honest, so they couldn't try to double off of
He
Josh Hart
played.
or
He
something.
he
Yeah,
actually he played 3 minutes and 50 seconds in the fourth quarter, bro.
yeah. And
Uh,
I'm fine
um,
with that because he was having a
yeah.
horrible game. And Julius
Emmanuel
Randle's my
quickly,
guy. Julius
Emmanuel
Randle, yeah,
quickly,
yeah,
R.J. Barrett, and Isaiah Hartenstein. They played the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Jalen Brunson played like 6 minutes of it.
yeah.
But
You know, Jules my guy, but I
yeah,
hated his energy tonight. I hated his energy tonight. It was ugly. I know that the first half ruined whatever confidence he had. But it was nasty work. I'm happy Coach Tommy T did what he did and not playing him all fourth quarter. That was a great decision because tonight he wasn't checked in. And as a coach, you have to protect players from themselves. And tonight, Coach Tommy T did that with Julius Randle. I wish we
yeah,
would probably did that. We ain't got much options at the four, so I could say I wish he did it earlier. But then what else was he going to do, right? Like we ain't got much options at the four. So, but Coach Tommy T definitely did the right thing by keeping Julius Randle on the bench in the fourth quarter. He didn't have it tonight. Uh, and that's okay. You feel me? That's okay. Not everybody has it every night, but it's a different case with Julius Randle, and you you got to kind of handle him a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Uh, but I, I, I think I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go on my first rant. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go on my
mhm.
first rant. Hold on, gotta get my sound ready. Hold on, gotta get my sound ready.
Something like slam on the floor.
Yeah, yo, listen. So my first rant is this, right? Because we talked about the fourth quarter and we talk about all the turning points in the fourth quarter. But one turning point in the fourth quarter that I don't think most people know about is the fact that Stephen A was at the game tonight and nine something left in the fourth quarter, he decided to leave and we end up winning the basketball game. Stephen A. Smith, stay out of Madison Square Garden, good brother. We don't want you here. We don't real Knicks fans don't want you in the garden. And here's why. Because the team that you showed up to support tonight on national television, you shitted on that team. You shitted on when Jalen Brunson was first signed. Why they acting like Jalen Brunson is a star, going to sit at his game like this is God. I remember that. Jalen Brunson is not Donovan Mitchell. I remember all that on TV. But now you want to come and sit next to in front row next to Spike Lee, like shit is cool. No, we don't want you here. This same front office that you got on national television called Leon Rose a coward on many instances. Just
Mm-hmm.
because he don't want to speak to y'all, you called this grown man out his name on so many occasions, calling him a coward and this and that and that. But now you want to go to support the team that he put together. He put this team together. Now you want to support that. Stay out the garden, bro. We don't want you here. The energy was probably just nasty in the building. That's what happened in the third quarter probably happened. The energy just wasn't right. You know when you could just feel bad energy around you? Bad. Yeah, that was Stephen A. Smith. And once he left, we turned up. You feel me? Stephen A. Smith, we do not stay out of the garden, bro. You said you were boycotting the garden. Stay there, bro.
Let me
You
get
don't
your
get the
fan pass, man.
well, you don't get to jump ship. You went to Brooklyn Net games. I don't forget. You don't
Oh,
get to jump ship, and then when things are starting to look nice, come back on this side. Stay over there with the Brooklyn Nets. When Katie and Kyrie was over there, you want to be there. Stay over there, bro.
Real
And
bad.
end the rant.
the same Stephen A. Smith who said, "Oh, when Katie and Kyrie was there, the Brooklyn Nets are gonna win the title." That's what you said. Nasty work, Stephen A. Smith.
Now you want to come back. Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies.
Nah, let me get
Nah.
that fan pass. Let me get that Stephen A.
Stay
Smith.
over there, bro. Nasty work.
You
Nasty
ain't
So
work.
that fan pass.
and,
Go
and,
on.
and it's
Don't
not
don't don't show up. Go
it's
ahead,
not
Kev.
just him though, man. It's not just him. It's the fan base in general. He's a part of that. He's a big reason of that. But that's good. That's good that happened. You know, it's good that he went and quit on us, left the game, and we still came back from 20 points to come
21.
back to
21,
21
yes.
points 21 points where like Sean said earlier, any other team down 20 points going into the fourth quarter would have packed it up and said, yo, let's prepare for the next game. Nah, they kept fighting, they stood tall, and you know, they showed some resiliency, man. They really, you know, came out and got a win. And, you know,
Absolutely.
even A, you gotta look yourself in the mirror tonight, bro. You know, you gotta look yourself in the mirror tonight, man. That's what happens when you quit on your team. You quit on
Yo,
your
you
team, and then things
you
like that
you
happen. You just missed out. You just missed out. You just spent mad money on all them tickets, and you missed out on a 20-point comeback
a
win.
great comeback.
It don't make no sense. It just
Yo,
don't.
listen, man. That you said it perfectly, Kev. This is what
You
happened when
did.
you quit on your team. You quit on us back then, and you quit on us again tonight. This is why we don't want you in the garden, bro. This is why you's a quitter. We was down 21 and the garden was still packed. Except for you. But anyway, forget that guy. Got another rant. Right back to back rants. Right back to back rants. Hold on, get my sound right, man. Back to back rants. So we mentioned Stephen A talking bad about the front office. Here's to the fan base that talk bad about the front office and the player that we got on this team. You don't get a comeback like tonight without high character guys on your team, without building a team with guys with that dog in them. And this front office put together a team full of high character guys that are workhorses and love the sport of basketball and play the right way, play with intensity, with no quit in them whatsoever. They play every night to win the game, right? And and uh and not to mention when I say high character, you don't hear none of my guys in no bullshit. There's a
I
lot
was
of
just
stuff
about
going
to
on.
say that.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the
Can, can,
league.
can, can can you put the noise in the background? Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you, Cap. I
yeah.
got you, Cap.
We, you know, like you you you
Yeah,
you you
yeah.
don't you don't hear our guys uh being talked about pedophiles pulling out guns on IG live, you know, messing with what you call it,
Porn
online
stars.
yeah, porn stars and online hoes. Like we don't do none of that. We got gym rats. We got people that sleep in the gym, eat in the gym. You got Emmanuel Quickland coaching our players up. Like we got some high character guys. Thank you, Leon Rose. Thank you, Scotty Perry. Thank you,
Facts.
Scotty P.
My guy
Like
Scotty P. You
my
already
guy
know.
P. He's putting you fat, yo. He's giving you guys $1 million worth of game. Shout out to those guys and Gillian
Yeah.
Wallow. Like he's really spitting facts on
Mm-hmm.
these shows, on these interviews, on how Leon Rose and him put together this team. Like y'all gotta start putting some respect on this front office name, man. It's disrespectful already to the point where like I gotta question some of y'all fan base. Like I gotta question some of y'all for real.
Yo, yeah, like I was saying, high character guys, man. And it shows up because even there was another game that we had. I forgot which game we lost. That it was a fourth quarter of doom, a third quarter of doom, and it was we were still fighting to the final whistle, like, and until well at least until Tibbs subbed all the guys out, it was still fight in this
Pelicans
team.
game.
The Pelican, I think it was after the Pelicans game, but that game too, it was after. It was more recent than the Pelicans game.
Oh,
But
okay.
what was the last game we lost? That
Timberwolves game probably.
that's the game. That's the game where we didn't give up and guys were still fighting, and that's what I want to see. You feel me? Because you never know when you can have a night like this. It's just that Ant Edwards would not let the Knicks get back into the game. It was just that, right? Like Ant Edwards would not let the Knicks get back in the game, and you just never know when you can have a night like this. Uh, and it's great to see. I said it on the last time we was on the show. I don't give a fuck about no in-season tournament. I want to beat the Miami Heat. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about no in-season tournament. I want to beat the Heat. That's it.
Fact,
That's bottom
fact.
line. That's all I want. And so when we was getting washed up in the third quarter, I was sad, bro, because I really wanted to win this game. And when we started coming back, I was like, oh, please, please.
Yo, I
And
couldn't
we
get
did it.
I couldn't get as excited as I wanted to because my daughter was laying on me. But I wanted to jump up for joy, man, because I'm like, damn, if my daughter wasn't sleeping on me, boy, I think I would have woke them up.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's great to see what this team has become, and we beat a really good Miami team because, and I thought the Miami team was going to be worse than they are so far this
Mm,
season, and I don't.
yeah.
They said it. Somebody said it while I was watching. I can't remember who said it. I think it was my man Walt Clyde. Well, Clyde be pointing out some shit because that's another thing I want to talk about too. But yeah, well, I mean, Walt Clyde be pointing out some shit. He said, "Hey, it's noteworthy to say that Tyler Hero is they highest scorer, but they were 1-4 when he was playing. They 9-1 since he been out. Same
Crazy,
thing that
man.
happened last year. He he was one of their leading scorers. They were losing a lot when he was playing. Then when he got injured in the playoffs, they made it all the way to the finals. So,
Hmm.
and that's another thing when people used to make that comparison to R.J. Barrett and Tyler Hero. R.J. Barrett may not score as much as Tyler Hero, but R.J. Barrett buckets contribute to winning. Tyler Hero buckets contribute to losing. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. You feel me? Uh, and that's what I want to say too. I was so lucky to find out that the game was also on MSG. I thought I was gonna be stuck watching this game on ESPN tonight. Even though Mike Brian was over there, and he usually saves you know, my basketball watching experience when I'm forced to watch the Knicks on ESPN. But the fact that we had I mean MSG, yeah, ESPN. The fact that we had the game on ESPN as well made my life so much easier hearing my guy Walt Clyde, you feel me, call the game. And because I couldn't hear them talk about how great the Heat was all night. And I saw it on Twitter, somebody was saying it too. It was like, oh my God, you think the Knicks wasn't even playing. How they always talk about all the great things that the Heat do. I cannot watch ESPN. ESPN, y'all need to be better. Y'all got to be better. The Knicks play basketball there too. Y'all did it with Wemby. Oh, it was the most disgusting thing ever. It's hard to watch basketball when you don't talk about the other team that's playing. The Knicks are a good team too, bro. And
Mhm.
that wasn't even supposed to turn into a mini rant, but it did.
No,
uh
but yeah, man, it's that I think at this point, like it's obvious ESPN don't, they really don't rock out with the Knicks. There's a dislike there because the Knicks be sunning them. They
yeah,
sun them. No, we don't want to talk to you. Mind your business. We're not leaking out information to you guys for you guys to put stuff out lies and all that and pin out players against each other. So the media is gonna do whatever to what I mean,
yeah.
trash the Knicks.
Yo, uh what should we call it? So we didn't get to talk about this yet. This has nothing to do with the game, but it has everything to do with the Knicks. James Dolan has left the Governors Association, whatever it's called, whatever committee of governors they got. Uh, and I think he had a lawsuit against the league as well. Uh, you know what? I don't agree with James Dolan with a lot. Kind of on his side on this one. You feel me? Kind of
Mm-hmm.
on his side on this one, especially when you start to, turn over stones and you could hear that he has a displeasure with the profit sharing in the NBA and things of that nature.
Mhm.
I agree. You feel me? Like the Knicks, uh, if not the one of the top two most profitable organizations in the NBA, right? But perennially, you have small market teams that get the tank with immunity and get all hoard all the top players, and we give them money for putting out a shit product. It's kind of crazy, right? The Knicks, even though the Knicks haven't been great over the last 20 years, we've been blessed to have a loyal fan base that stand by the team and be in the media capital of the world, right? So he's blessed with that. But the fact that we watch teams be bad every year and get all the best players, all the best young talents go through some of these small market teams, and they get the tank with immunity, and it's crazy. Um, Especially when you look at, even though I'm happy it turned out the way it did, but it shouldn't have turned out this way. The year, look how fucked up the NBA is, right? The year that the Knicks had the worst record in the NBA, the year that Zion Williamson was coming to the NBA, right? That's the first year they had the new uh, lottery uh, numbers, percentages for first pick, right? I think they came to that decision mid-season, right? Like that wasn't the season before. I think they came to that decision like mid-season or some shit like that, where they was going to change. By this time, you already knew the Knicks was going to be ass, and they probably was going to be number one, right? Now it goes from 25 to 13, right? 25% for the worst team is chopped all the way to 13%, right? And a team that wasn't even in the top three worst teams in the NBA wasn't even top three. Go do the research. I forgot how far off they was. I think it was projected to be like 8 or 9 or some shit like that. The Pelicans.
Mm.
They end up moving all the way to number one. Nasty work. Knicks fall all the way back to 3. Happy it happened the way it did because we're not stuck with Zion being injured all the damn time. You feel me? So I'm not mad at the way it turned out, but it's still not right. And I'm still kind of mad that they do this envelope shit now instead of going to the ping pong balls like they used to. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird that you just come from the back with an envelope and be like, this team. It's weird to me. But whatever. I'm on Jolin's side with this one. If y'all don't
and
respect his opinion on the views and y'all have him shelling out money to all these goddamn poverty franchise around the league, then why should he be a part of the organization? Go ahead, Cap.
and the one thing that you didn't mention is the fact that he also mentioned about how um Adam Silver has a special kind of relationship with one of the executives for the Toronto Raptors, and the fact that uh that guy's his boss.
Yeah,
And it's funny how we have a lawsuit, you know, going against that guy, and now it's like, it's just kind of weird. I read that he's like, there's some kind of like special interest there between those two guys, you
yeah,
know what I mean? And another thing that a lot of people don't, I don't know if people like to talk about it, but you know, we gotta shout out James Dolan, man. Like y'all people could say what y'all want about James Dolan. He can be a prick, but at the same time, he be blessing our people with jobs. Like he be
facts.
blessing our people. Like the guy that he put there, Lazane, African American. Like people don't talk about that enough. How James Dolan looks out for our own people. You know what I mean? So yeah, he might do things that y'all might not like, but look at who he puts in position to run for the team and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I
Real
think we
fast,
should.
we about to get to you, but real quick. Speaking of taking care of these people, you know how people like to trash. Oh, James Dolan don't take care of the Knicks players. I'm like, yo, y'all got to get over that Charles Oakley shit because the more and more shit come out, Charles Oakley was wilding. From what they saying, Charles Oakley was heckling James Dolan in his own arena, and then was asked to leave. You don't. It's like that's like you know somebody, right? Y'all cool, but he come to your house and start talking shit about you the whole time. What you gonna do? You gonna ask him to leave? And if he don't leave, he's gonna be forcibly removed from the crib. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then to see how Charles Oakley started talking about Patrick Ewing is kind of crazy too. Like, you get kicked from the Garden, you go another one, ends up going to the Barclays Center, start talking shit about Patrick Ewing, and he on my shit list. And then it was so quick to believe how that James Dolan did Mark Jackson dirty, right? And Mark Jackson came out and said that was untrue. And then you also look at all the former players that he take care of. Gave fucking Walt Clyde Frazier a lifetime job. All of the former Knicks players that be he doing events that's making money just being around the Knicks organization still to this day. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But Fraz, on to you about the James Dolan situation.
I mean, listen, it be a lot of y'all fans who, you know, y'all don't see the bias that goes down within the media about the New York Knicks franchise. Right? This is why the media tries to do this to the franchise because it's stories for them. It's content for them.
Knicks for clicks.
You know, you have to look at the facts. The facts are this: the guy Dolan's been stepping back from a lot of the stuff that he used to have his hands in that he was messing up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last time I checked, if somebody makes a mistake and corrects the error, I mean, they at least learn from their mistake,
Mm-hmm.
right? To some extent. Doesn't have to be all the way, right? Y'all can agree with me with that much. So to still be bashing the Knicks upper management right now when you have a quality product on the court right now, yes, I say that with quotes because the simple fact of the matter is they're building a contender right now. You are watching a contender play. And I don't blame Dolan at all. Why? It's simple. It's simple. It's just, oh, I'm supposed to just have my hand ready to just go like this to y'all every time, every time, every time, every time. Like the revenue sharing's all messed up. Look at the numbers. The revenue sharing's been messed up. It was even more messed up in the '90s than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 3-1, if I'm correct. You can correct me
Yeah,
if I'm wrong. It was
I'm
about
not
three to
sure.
one back then. You know, it was 75 owners, 25 players, somewhere around there. So, like, I don't blame Dolan at all for his stance. He's he's learned a lot from the mistakes that he's made as an owner. So, listen, I commend him. You know, I commend him.
No,
At least
listen,
this much. At least for this much.
Mm-hmm.
and like let's be honest here. Like let's be honest here, fellas. Um, I gotta tip my hat to James Dolan because for years he's been quiet. He's stood out of. He's not like Jerry Jones, where Jerry Jones is in the mix of everything.
Yeah,
Like he want to
can't
sign
let go.
players, he want to draft
Hmm.
players, he just want to be in the mix. And I love the facts. And this is one thing I gotta shout out to Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was like, "Yo, if I come here, you gotta shut up and let me
Mm-hmm.
do my job." And I think that from that day forward, he's been very quiet about the team, and I feel like if he has to step in, like he went and told Leon Rose, "Yo, listen, if you want me to fire Tommy T, let me know. I'll fire."
Yeah.
And Leon Rose said, "No, listen, I got this. I got this under control." And James Jones said, "All right, you got
Yeah,
this. I'm leaving it in your court. I ain't, but just say the word, cause I'm right here."
yeah,
So I gotta give
yeah,
him credit for that. And for not, like getting involved with any trades and stuff like that. So when it comes
absolutely.
to stuff like that, like I really gotta tip my hat to him. And now this, like, the fact that he's like, yo, I'm not having that. I'm tired of dishing out money to these teams. I don't want to do. He's probably like, yo, I don't want to do that no more. I'm
Yeah.
tired of giving these people money and they not helping themselves. They
So
taking that money and probably
so
putting it in the
the
pocket of
real
them.
so the reason they say he's leaving is because he said obviously he feels that his opinion
Is
is
not
not
valid.
valued. So
Right.
why should he stay a part of the organization? Which
Right.
that makes sense. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like I said to start the segment, like I don't usually agree with Dolan a lot, but on this one, he got
Yeah.
my support here. You feel me?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
sorry to switch gears because I just saw something that that popped across one of the timelines.
That what happened?
I said I just saw something that popped across my Twitter timeline. You know what I mean? Jimmy
Oh,
Butler's quote about the dunk that wasn't missed. It was blocked. Hartenstein got a hand on that. You know what I mean? So pause, that was crazy. But Hartenstein, if you watch the replay from Hartenstein's finger bends back and Jimmy Butler misses the dunk. But Jimmy Butler's quote is, "I thought they would have called a foul, but obviously where we at is different story."
yeah, right. Yeah,
No,
right.
no, 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 no. You do not get to cry about fouls, Jimmy Butler. You do not get to cry. I mean, that's Bam. Excuse me, Bam Adebayo. You do not get to cry about fouls, Bam Adebayo. I've watched you a whole playoff series cheat, cheat a whole playoff series. Set illegal screens, sticking your leg out, moving, all that. You do not get to cry about fouls,
Not
and
to
especially
mention,
when it was a block. You know what? You're not. You're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You're not who you think you are. You're not that guy, buddy. That's why you missed. You're not that guy. You feel me? You thought you was that guy. You was gonna come in and make this flashy. Hartenstein said, "Not in my house. Not in my house." You thought you was him when you started the first quarter. You thought you was him, and then you found out quickly as the game progressed, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You thought you was gonna come and just sail through the lane and dunk on. No, you got blocked by Hartenstein. Have a seat, hold that L graciously. You feel me? Like I don't. The only person I've ever heard really cry, like complain about fouls is on our team is Julius Randle. Other than that, when we lose graciously. We got to just work harder next time.
Yeah.
We got to play 48 minutes. That's how we lose. When y'all lose, you soft ass Miami players, y'all I thought it would have been a foul. Should have been a foul on that play. It was
I miss Barber.
how you doing, Mama Rampage. That's
Uncle
Mama
Rampage,
Rampage.
Mama,
yeah. Happy
Yeah,
Mama Rampage.
Thanksgiving, Mama Rampage.
yeah. But yeah, nah, hold that L, bro.
And
Whining
he
about
tried to
fouls
take
is
out Jalen
crazy.
Brunson too. He tried to take out Jalen Brunson, bro. He hurt his shoulder towards the end of the game.
And you woke up a beast. That's what you did. Because after that, Jalen Brunson went Super Saiyan. You feel it? He started shaking out his arm. I'm like, oh man, Jalen Brunson about to be hurt. Then he and one and one.
Hmm.
Yeah, yo, bam. That's some soft ass shit, bro. The lack of better words, bro. That's some soft ass shit for you to be. Oh, I thought that would have been a foul. You missed it. It is either two things that happened. It was blocked or you missed. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fouls that could have been called. Y'all were literally kicking Jalen Brunson ass all game. For 3 quarters, y'all was beating my man's up. Physical defense. Physical defense. What's his name? Josh Richardson was murdering Jalen Brunson. Nobody complained. You miss a dunk, but where we at? No. And guess what, bro? That one missed dunk didn't bring the Knicks back from 21 points. What happened when they was getting buckets on y'all that whole time? This guy,
Mm-hmm.
man, got some nerve. See, that's what I was saying. I said earlier, the Miami Heat players, we had them on smash so much that the Miami Heat players was looking to the refs. Help me!
Word,
Help
word.
me!
They was really like they was lost in that fourth quarter, bro. We put the shackles on them. We put the shackles on them, bro. And actually,
Nasty work.
bro, they were on the verge of scoring 100+ points on us. The way they was
Facts.
playing in the third quarter, they could have scored at least a buck 20, a buck 10, buck 20 had we let them walk all over us. But that fourth quarter was huge. Pause.
They sat on 86 for like I want to say
9 minutes.
I want to say yeah, I was about to say like I was about to say a whole 10 minutes like
Yeah,
a game time like but you right, it was like
yeah.
9 minutes. Word, I was like,
They went
yo.
for like 0 for they was like a 0 for.
It was
Yep.
yo the way that fourth quarter came, it was like the 10-minute mark. Quickly hits the three. They come back down again. DiVincenzo hits the three. I think
Yeah,
RJ Barrett throws in a basket in between that. Then they come back down, get another three. I'm like, yeah, here it go, right here, here it go, here it
Yo,
go.
I said it earlier. I said, yo, they were scoring at will for three
yeah.
quarters. They were scoring at will for 3 quarters. They finished the game under 40% from the floor. They were hitting a lot of 3 pointers. They finished the game under 30% from three, 27%, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
So that goes to show you how dominant we were defensively in the fourth quarter. We took a team that, because I don't know the exact numbers up into third quarter, but I'm pretty sure they were damn near shooting 45% or better from the field up until the fourth quarter.
I think it was somewhere around 44. I think it was
It
like
was
forty
58%
40.
in the fourth quarter. They made, I'll tell you right now, one, two, all right, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So they shot 9 threes and made one, two, three. They went 4 of 9 from the 3 point line in the fourth quarter.
Who the Heat?
The Knicks.
No, I'm talking about the Heat. How
Oh,
bad?
the Heat.
Yeah,
Oh, the Heat.
yeah.
They went one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. They went 1 of 8 from the 3 point line.
This is what I'm saying, and they were hitting
Hmm.
threes like crazy.
Yeah.
What is that, like 12.5%?
Let me see. In the third
Yeah.
quarter,
12%?
they one, two, three,
It's like
You know what
12
I
and a half
mean? So,
percent.
eight.
so
So
yeah,
in the fourth quarter, they shot 50% from the 3 point line, and then in the third quarter, sorry, and then the fourth quarter, they only hit one 3 pointer.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, shut them down. Shut them
Yeah,
down. You know what I mean?
shut them down. And
So
and not only that, like they were missing a lot of shots in general. Like even
yeah,
even mid range shots, even in the
floaters and
paint.
all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they in the paint they went like 1 for 5. I'm looking at it right now and on NBA.com, and they tell you step by step, quarter by quarter, and then they
yeah,
break it down half by half. So like in the second half, um yeah, in the second half, the Heat shot 37% and was 15 of 41 from the field.
yeah, yeah.
So they
Because
they didn't play too well in the
it was
you
locked
know
up. You know what I mean?
yeah, they got locked
Uh,
up in that fourth quarter pretty bad.
all right. So unfortunately, in about approximately 5 minutes, I gotta go. So Sunday we play Phoenix Suns. Another tough game.
Yeah,
Uh, Bradley Bill's not playing. I don't think he's. I think he's still hurt, but still Devin Booker and Kevin Durant is still a tough act to cover. Uh, but here's my bootleg scouting report, if you will. Take care of the ball, attack the paint. Take care
yeah,
of the ball, attack the paint.
I agree.
Because Nurik, that's the center name. They got Yusuf, right?
Joseph
Nurkic.
Yeah,
Nurkic.
yeah, yeah. They got yeah. He's not a big rim protector. He's a big rebounder, but he's not a big rim protector. and you could go at him. You know what I mean? You could go at him, and we got the guys to do it. Uh, don't make slow down the tempo. Make it a half court game. Make D Book and KD have to face the half court defense. Don't give up no easy buckets, and we will win this game. You feel me? Take care of which we have been doing most of the season. Is taking care of the basketball. I think we like top three in the league in lowest
Yeah.
turnovers per game, right? So continue to take care of the basketball like we have been doing. Attack the basket and slow down the pace and make it a half court game. Make it nasty and ugly because Phoenix want to score a lot of buckets. Yeah, you know what I mean, Kev.
Just watch out for their top gunners. I know KD ain't played today. It was just Devin Booker. Um, it was the Devin Booker show. So, but yeah, I will say the same, man. Just protect the basket. Watch out for the 3-point line. Because they got some guys who can shoot the three there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just play tough defense, man. Just play tough defense and just try to play a good all around game.
Mm-hmm. Fries.
I mean, one of the biggest things playing against Phoenix is limiting them playing the two-way game. One thing you notice about if Phoenix, because I watched them enough on TV, especially off of misses. And like I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You're gonna see this a lot this year. It's about pace, pace, pace. I'm telling you, off these misses, guys are just coming down. They're trying to get right to it, get
Mm-hmm.
something right at the basket. Like we're gonna have to cut them down. We're gonna have to limit them on the second chances, and I think I'm gonna need Randall to show up on the defensive end once again and kind of put the clamps on KD. You ain't gonna always all the way put the clamps on him, but you slow him down enough and you take him out of the game, that things can happen. You know,
I need
That's if
both
Randall
of
to
them
get
go
back
off
to
regardless.
crashing the boards. I think
that's if he play
the last
though.
two
If he
games.
didn't play tonight,
Well,
I think
KD's
Randall.
got some right foot soreness from what I saw,
Oh,
so
yeah. So that's if
he
he
may
play.
that's
he
day to
may.
day type shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I need Julius Randle to get back to crashing the boards. I don't like his effort on defense on rebounding. Period. These last two games, if we need him to get back to getting engaged on that part of his game. But we all know when Julius Randle's shot not going, it's a shit show for the rest of his game for real. You know what I mean? And that was one thing that he worked out in the beginning of the season. I think he'll get back to doing that, but that's just something that also I wanted to key in on. Like we gotta get Julius Randle back to being a dominant rebounder. Like
Mhm.
he's been real passive lately. And for most of this game too, I felt like we had the Thanksgiving hangover for real. Like the
Yeah,
energy
we
just
had like
kind of
4 days off, right?
yeah.
3 days.
3 days,
Felt
right?
like the Thanksgiving hangover. They looked lethargic for most of the game. I was like, damn, these
Mhm.
niggas ate too much turkey. You, but we also Mitchell Robinson was three sheets to the win last night. You know what I mean? My boy was twisted ballistic. I was like, that's what we doing. Enjoy your holiday, King. I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was at a restaurant, like, yeah, I'm about to go outside, take some pictures of my car. I'm like, this nigga's drunk. Well, well, that is it for me. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight. If you
Facts.
haven't done so already, press that like button. Everybody who was on Facebook, if you haven't done so already, go over to the YouTube and subscribe. You know what I mean? Because we need those. You feel me? Sharing is always caring. You know what I mean? Share the live. You know what I mean? And if you didn't catch the whole recap tonight, guess what? You wake up tomorrow, it's going to be right on Spotify for your listening pleasure, whether you're at work, driving to work, getting ready for work, all that. You can listen to us on Spotify, talk Knicks shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, we out of here.
Don't forget to
And,
jump on the
and
Discord.
there you
Absolutely.
go.
Thank you.
There you
Thank you.
go. There you go. There
Thank
you
you.
Oh
And
go.
yeah,
follow us on
definitely.
the Discord. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not used to us having a Discord. My fault, y'all.
Nah,
Hey,
But
it's
yeah,
good.
again, they'll probably do a voice chat for the next game on Sunday against Phoenix. So look
yeah,
out. You on the
yeah.
Discord, you see me pop up. You already know what time it is.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Yeah. Oh, sorry, y'all. That see, that means it's
Time to
time to
go.
go. All right, y'all. Be
And
easy.
we
Have
out.
a good night, y'all.